Happy Manga Monday and happy March, everybody. It's a new month and you know what that means. Haul video time. I am back home with my glorious backdrop of all the manga behind me. And yeah, if you have missed the last two uploads from me, I wrapped up my February challenge last Friday with a video, and last Monday I talked about my unhauling regrets. Next Monday's video should be part 2 of my unhauling quest of cleaning out the manga that just don't spark joy, okay? It's hard, but I have to do it at least once a year. So I incorporate that as a video and a little spring cleaning. So yeah, look forward to probably next Monday's video, an unhauling video from me. And yeah, let's just jump right in to the haul. And while I definitely think it is less than last month was gigantic. I wouldn't say I did as good as maybe I was thinking I would do. I got a lot of deals and stuff, so, you know, and a lot of exciting pre-orders that came in. But yeah, let's start with the art books first. So I got a couple of art books. I just love me an art book. And first up, one that I had been wanting for quite a while, and it was finally available on Ami, so I tossed it into my last January's haul, but it didn't get here till February, and that is the free year-in artworks. Oh my gosh, I love the art throughout this book. It is so pretty, so like ethereal, like it gives the vibes of the show itself or the manga itself. So far I have more experience with the show, but the manga that I have read is just as gorgeous as these illustrations are, and I'm just so happy to have them in my collection. I would say if you're not a die-hard free year-in lover, but you love art books like I do and you think it looks pretty, you might want to wait. They might print this in English. They have been printing more art books because there are a lot of little like scenes and like manga bits that they put in here, which unfortunately I can't read because it's in Japanese. But I didn't know that before I picked it up, and there's still so much art to enjoy and to just look at, so I'm happy either way. But you know, just putting out that little disclaimer and hope that they'll print it in English someday soon maybe. Next up, I bought 2 art books from Crunchyroll. They're doing these like warehouse sales, and so this last one I found a lot of things for pretty good deals on it. So yeah, I might have, you know, gone a little crazy. Not too bad, like a little bit. And first up were these art books. We have Bad Boy. Oh my god, as soon as I saw this cover I was like, I'm probably going to love this. This is a collection from a group of different artists that are each, you know, displaying some beautiful illustrations of these bad boys. They be looking fierce, tough, edgy, a little bit maybe like gothic vibes, but also colorful and vibrant for the most part, and they're just a joy to look at. Like I had such a fun time looking through this one. I love the piercings and the edginess of this collection, and yeah, I think it's really nice to look through. It's the back as well, and yeah, just all the artists are amazing in this collection. Then next up, a total like 180 shift from punk rock edgy goth vibes. We have this cute, more fluffy fashion art book called Soleil. It's hard for me to pronounce, but it was just so vibrant and pretty and pastelish, and I also really love the texture of this one. It is, yeah, I can't let you touch it through the screen unfortunately, but just take my word, it's unique. And art in this one is again just so pretty, but in a whole different way. Like the aesthetics that I enjoy are just all over the map, and that's why I have problems. But I love me my like soft very pretty, floral, fashion forward, like it's like a fashion magazine, but for just kawaii anime girls and boys alike. And I love it. It's so like, it just makes me feel warm and happy, like looking through it. There's just so many pretty styles of fashion and cuteness to look upon. And last up is a kind of art book. It's not really an art book. It's not really a light novel. It's somewhere in between-ish, like a short story that is illustrated. And I've been collecting these slowly. I only have one more to get as of right now. I don't know if they'll print more. These Maiden's Bookshelf series, and this short story is The Girl Who Became a Fish. And I was very interested because it's by Osamu Dazai, who does No Longer Human, which I'm also a huge fan of, but yet have never actually read the original novel. So I'm interested to see how I like his writing style in this like short story form. But yeah, we just get a lovely short story that has been beautifully illustrated throughout. This art is by Neko Suke. Different artists do different short stories, and I think all of the art is just so beautiful in them, which is why I started collecting them, because I'm such a sucker for art. And that'll move us into the light novels I got. So you will see a theme in this video. Most of what I got was some hauls from Crunchyroll. This one I ordered in January, but it didn't come till February as well. But yeah, it was part of a sale that was going on, and I've started reading this light novel, buddy reading it with a friend. So yeah, I'll just quickly go through that. I got more 86, and so I got every volume that I didn't already have that was part of this sale. So I got volume 5, volume 8, volume 10, volume 12, and volume 13. So unfortunately there are some holes still that I'll have to collect, but it was, you know, these are kind of pricier, and to get them for like 10 bucks was a pretty good deal. So yeah, I'm happy I just decided to get it because I'm really enjoying reading through the series. And then I also picked up, because of course I did, I grabbed the 86 Alter volume 1. So this is also a light novel, and I guess it is like alternate stories or side stories, the best of my knowledge, from the actual original story itself, the same timeline. I could be wrong, but that's what I gathered from like reading the blurb and stuff. I originally, when it said alter, thought it was an alternate timeline, but apparently that's something else I bought. No, not this one. But yeah, I'm a little 86 crazy right now, if you couldn't tell. But moving on from 86 and from the light novels in general, we will go with the first volumes, which is, I did keep that in check. In my opinion, I did not buy that many first volumes again. I'm doing really good, again, in my opinion. Doesn't mean much, does it? I do want to try to read more of the volumes that I get in each month, especially first volumes, but I was only like somewhat successful, I have to admit, on that front. I wasn't home for half of the month, as well as having to read for my February challenge and the Bleach challenge that I did to myself. So yeah, it was not terrible, but I'm excited to read the rest of the ones that I didn't get to yet. But first up are the ones I did read. My Cute Little Kitten was a Yuri that I have been eyeing for a while and found for a good deal. So I decided to get the first volume. I fell in love, absolutely think it's adorable, and I think it's complete at 2 volumes. So I'm excited to get the second volume of this one. Almost all the rest of these are pre-orders that I put in at Barnes & Noble of newer series that I was excited to read or were new that came out in January that I picked up. But yeah, first up we have Choking on Love Volume 1. I thought it was really, really cute. So I really liked the art of Living Room Matsunaga, which, if you didn't know, is the same mangaka as this new title. But I don't like the age gap. I don't really care for the dynamic with the characters. These characters, both in college, and cute as can be, a little weird, a little awkward, but oh, it's so adorable and so attractive, especially our male protagonist. But yeah, I definitely am liking this series a lot more than Living Room Matsunaga. But if you like that one, you'll probably like this one as well. It's really cute. Next up is a less cute one, more darker in tone. I'm Here Beside You. So I had been looking forward to this one and mentioned it in my 2025 releases I'm super excited for. So yeah, it's a more tragic tale BL type story where this boy secretly crushed on his senpai from school and thought he had no chance until he years later posts that he's getting married to a guy. Distraught, he goes to sleep and somehow wakes up back in the past. Is there a chance for a do-over? It's definitely not light and fluffy like the How to Repair a Broken Cup one was. Where it goes back in time, but that's because this is not an established couple. And yeah, but I really like the time travel, going back in time aspect, and there's also like something that he's trying to prevent now, so I think it's interesting. It didn't blow me away as a first volume, but I'm definitely hooked enough to keep reading. That's for sure. One that did blow me away that I thought was everything I wanted and then some. Fall in Love, You False Angels. Oh my gosh, I absolutely loved this one. It is going right up there with the like romance ones of 2025 for me already. Yeah, just instant fave. I love the dynamic between the two main characters. I always love characters for some reason that like hide part of their personality, especially if they're trying to like pretend to be so nice and sweet and perfect, and then inside they're like their real personality is a little more messy than that. I don't know why, it's so cute to me. And in this case, both of our main characters are doing that, and then they both kind of reveal it to each other a little bit by accident and a little on purpose, and now they like have each other that knows their true nature, which I think is cute. I think they're both like not that, you know, messy of people on the inside. They're actually pretty cool, so I don't know why they're so afraid to show their true nature. But it adds to the comedy and the cuteness and them growing closer with this secret between them. It's just mwah, adorable. And another BL that I couldn't resist because of the gorgeous cover, Palace of the Omega. And it was really good start. It's way more like a dramatic BL, and there's a huge age gap. So if you don't like age gaps, like maybe you won't like it. But I do like that instead of keeping them close while the prince is a literal child, they end up separating because they had experience with each other but then are apart for a while. So I don't know if it's altogether wholesome, but it's at least a little less creepy. Yeah, but I overall enjoyed it and I'm excited to get volume 2 and read it. All right, now sadly onto the ones I haven't read. First up is the Otaku Love Connection. This one looks so cute, and the art inside when I flip through, so stinking adorable. And it's basically about like different characters liking each other and our otaku shipping to specific characters and following their romantic journey. So it just sounds adorable. But yeah, I haven't read it yet. This is like the only one that I got ahead of time that I should have read, and I just didn't. So I do feel bad about that. Moving on are the ones that I only got when I got home yesterday, March 1st. So yeah, didn't get a chance to read them, sadly. First up, we have Yata Momo. This cover is just so cute. I love the polka dots and the colorfulness. And of course, it's a BL. And it's also by Harada, who is a bit of a mixed bag. I love some of their work, and then others are okay to me. So I'm curious to see how I'll feel about this one. But it says it's a bittersweet erotic comedy, and that sounds amazing to me. So I'm on board. Next up is the only older first volume I think I got that isn't like been published this year, and it's been one I've wanted for a while, and it was on sale for one of the Crunchyrolls, so I picked it up. And that is Volume 1, The Magical Revolution of the Reincarnated Princess and the Genius Young Lady. Oh my god, one of those long ass titles, but you know I love me my reincarnated ones. It seems like it's giving Yuri vibes, so I've been wanting to pick it up so bad. I just like hadn't, but finally I can now read this and see if it's another reincarnated series I'm going to continue. Spoilers, it probably is. I hardly dropped any of them. Another BL I got was Kabukicho Bad Trip. So this one came out by Animate, and I can only buy them either from the like website, or they've been releasing a little later on Crunchyroll. So I just got it off the Crunchyroll. I put it in one of my sale hauls that I got from them, even though it was not on sale and it was full price, but at least I didn't have to pay for shipping. So it's kind of been what I'm doing with them now, because I really want them. They're so cute. I haven't read this one, but I did read the other one shot that I also got. We'll get to that later. Next up is one that looks like it might be a really interesting Yuri. I Want to Love You Till Your Dying Day. This gave me such like World End vibes, and also like Yuri, and like the tagline is love blossoms amid bloodshed in a new enthralling dystopian Yuri manga. Bloodshed, dystopia, love, like they're all catchwords for me. Like that's it sounds too good to be true. I'm trying to keep like tampering my expectations, but I'm really excited for this one. Fingers crossed it's as good as I'm hyping it up in my head to be. And last first volume was one that I pre-ordered a while ago, and again is giving dystopian vibes, which is my bread and butter. I love me some dystopia in my reads, and that is Mujina Into the Deep. Oh my god, this cover, first of all, was like a giant like, ooh, I love, what is this about? And yeah, no life but the one you make, no rights but the ones you take. It's so interesting. I am really looking forward to this one as well. So with that, we'll move into the one-shots. So right off the bat, I'll share the two one-shots that actually are numbered, but based on everything that I looked into, them are actually standalones, but it's kind of like this in-between-ness, so I thought I'd plunk them right here. And first up we have Start with a Happy Ending. So yes, it says volume 1. Everything I looked into says this is a self-contained story, and it's like not like needed to have another volume to like feel like this is the complete story. So I'm going off of the reviews on this one, as there is no volume 2. This is all they printed. DMP went out of business, I think, a while ago. But I ended up getting it for $2 off that warehouse sale on Crunchyroll, so I figured I will hopefully be reading this one along with a lot of other one-shots that I got for Bizarre Individuals one-shot April challenge that he does. Yeah, more details on that in March. I'm sure I'll share with you if you want to join him, and me, of course, as well. But I'm really looking forward to reading a bunch of one-shots again this April. And the other one that is actually a volume 2, and I could not find volume 1 anywhere. It's like it does not exist. I'm so curious if you have the mysterious, elusive, seemingly non-existent volume 1 in your collection. I am so curious. I would love to know. But yeah, that is this 9 Faces of Love collection. And it is a manhwa novella collection, so it's a collection of short stories. So again, it's complete within its collection. So even though it says number 2, it is like a standalone. Again, I got it for $2. I am a little disappointed because it came with a bit of markage on the cover, and especially it's a little bit wonky. I've been trying to put it under my really heavy Akira box set to try and flatten it, but I had to take it out for this video. So hopefully, hoping it flattens out a little bit more. It hasn't been out under there too long since I just put it under last night when I opened it after coming home. But yeah, I'm really excited. These stories, these short stories about love sound really interesting, like going from like dramatic to soft and like, you know, different tones. And I don't know, I'm excited to read them. They sound really good. So yeah, now we move into the real, genuine, cannot be argued that they are one-shots. There's no numbers to be found, okay? But yeah, I bought a lot of one-shots in preparation. Did I need to? Did I still have some on my shelf I haven't read? We're not going to talk about it. Okay, so yeah, getting into the one-shots I'm so excited to read for in April. We have Sweet Poolside, which my mom actually got me for Valentine's. I'm her Valentine, yay! It's just this cute little one-shot that seems a little bit weird, but I like me some weird one-shots about adolescence. So yeah, thank you, Mom. I cooked dinner, so like it was a fair trade-off, right? Next up is one interesting one that I just randomly stumbled on, and that is First Squad, The Moment of Truth. I am unsure if this is actually could be categorized as a manga. While it does say manga on the back, it isn't oriented like a manga. So yeah, I don't know, it falls somewhere in that awkward in-between zone of like graphic novel, manga, you know. But it's a one-shot, so I still might read it. I think it's really interesting. It's like an alternate World War II where the bad guys of World War II, do we still know who the bad guys of World War II is? I'm questioning it. Anyway, they have plans to summon a medieval knight and his undead army, and this special squad that possess psychic abilities has been formed to stop them. And so yeah, I just think it sounds really interesting. I love an alternative take on history, and I like stories with special abilities like superpowers, psychic abilities. That sounds really interesting to me. Sounds dark, and yeah, so I'm excited to check it out, whether it's manga or not. Kind of taking liberties on the whole manga thing, but you know, what you can do. Next up is one I had been eyeing for a while, and I just happened to find a copy on sale for a good deal, so I decided to finally get Heaven's Door Extra Works. So again, this is a collection, a sci-fi manga collection of psychedelic short stories by Keiichi Koike, a drug in paper form. I love that. It sounds really enticing. Again, it's a short story collection, but when it's not focused on romance, I get a little nervous because if you're trying to do like high concept things in a short story form, it might not give me the full impact, but I couldn't resist this psychedelic cover. I mean, truly a drug in paper form. Just kidding. I love the art style. It looks so appealing to me and just so different. And I love finding a one-shot that's just different. So I'm really excited for this one, hoping for the best. And at least it has really eye-catching art to enjoy throughout, if nothing else. A one-shot that I had in my like wish list for a while, but was part of the Crunchyroll sale, so I ended up just buying it for myself, was Love on the Other Side, a Nagabe short story collection. Again, we have another short story collection. A little tentative because I think it's giving like fantasy elements, and it is the author of Girl from the Other Side, which, if you remember the disappointing manga video, I have mixed feelings about. I think it's really interesting concept-wise, but execution-wise wasn't my favorite personally. However, I am tempted to get the hardcover editions. Shh, don't judge me, okay? Shh. No judging. This is a no judgment zone. But yeah, so I'm really excited to check out something else from this mangaka and see what I think of this. And the one shot I got that was also part of that 86 sale was the actual alternate. It was a manga, 86 Operation High School. So this is like an alternate reality where they all go to the same high school, and it sounded too cute to pass up. I mean, 86, if you know it all, is very much tragic and depressing and full of death and bloodshed and agony and trauma. So to like have this alternate school version, it was just like, it's such a cute premise. So I'm very interested to check it out and follow a softer story with these characters. It'll be like a breath of fresh air, I think. Next up are some BLs. As I mentioned briefly, I also got this one-shot that was published by Animate, Countdown to Yes. So I read this one. I thought it was cute. It wasn't perfect for me, but I do love a theme of photography and of like kind of like characters that have both have feelings for each other, but it's just like standing in their own way. It's like, it's cliche, but it's cute, you know? So it wasn't my favorite one shot, but I thought it was a pleasant read. One that I haven't read yet because I just opened it, but I did read online is Worst Soulmate Ever. So I was on the edge of picking this one up. I know I read it a while ago online. I don't remember too many details, but it is an Omegaverse title. And while I didn't dislike it, I remember thinking like there's a lot of angst and build up, which I like and I enjoy, but it felt kind of short, like how I talked about the one-shot Beautiful Things, where it just ends a little too abruptly for me. But I found out that it is getting an actual like sequel, even though it's a one-shot. There's another one-shot that's following these boys and it's coming out soon, I think. So I was like, oh, good. I don't think I ever read that, and that'll give me more like time to actually enjoy these two in an actual relationship. This is more of the enemies, and I needed a little more of the actual to lovers bridge. But yeah, so it made me want to scoop this one up. Plus, being on sale didn't hurt either. One that I pre-ordered such a long time ago and was supposed to come out in August and just kept getting pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed was Even If There's No Rainbow Tomorrow. I was immediately sold by this watercolor cover and by the fact that this is a manga following a drag queen at a gay bar, and I don't think I've ever read a manga where a main character is a drag queen. There are a lot of manga where characters cross-dress, but I don't know, like comparing the two to me is like apples and oranges, but you know, they're both fruits, but they're different. Maybe I should never use a fruit analogy. Anyway, not the point. I just was excited for a little something different in the LGBTQ plus manga sphere, you know, and I think it looks really pretty and sounds angsty yet hopefully happy. Another one shot that I randomly stumbled upon, Hello World, the manga. So I'm guessing there's a light novel version, but I got the manga version because, you know, I still tend to read more manga. And yeah, it is a sci-fi love story across time and space, because, you know, I love me a time, space, transcending shenanigans situation, and love. I love love. So this sounds really good. I also think it's a nice thick size, so I'm hoping to get a really satisfying story out of this one, but you'll have to wait and see in April, and if I read it, hopefully I do, what my thoughts are on it. Another one shot that I'd been eyeing for some time is How Many Light Years to Babylon. So I'm not sure the premise sounded the most appealing to me. The Playboy's Guide to the Galaxy, not really my jam. However, it is by the same mangaka, The Voynich Hotel, which is one of my favorite short series ever. I just think it's so out there and wacky and interesting and amazing. So I have to give it a chance. Even if the premise doesn't scream for me, it might be written in the same like way that just captivated me in Voynich Hotel. So yeah, and it was on sale. So also part of the Crunchyroll sale, there was so many one-shots. I was like, is it fate? These are like on sale for me? Thank you. One, which I'll start with, that I had never heard of before, and that is the Carmen line. Yeah, this looks so eye-catching, and the inside work is also blue, and it's giving like dream, kind of out there, vibes. Luckily, Crunchyroll did give me some stills of some panels from inside that I could like peruse. And out of all the ones I'd never heard of, this one seemed the most up my alley, just kind of dealing with like out there concepts and different, you know, thought-provoking, philosophical kind of stories. I do believe it is also a short story collection, if I'm remembering correctly. So we'll see. We'll see. It's giving those vibes of just kind of otherworldly, but having commentary about our world at the same time, which could be really interesting, like just atmospheric, thought-provoking read. So yeah, I don't want to like hype it up too much because I don't know what's inside this, but I'm excited to find out. Two that I had heard of, I just hadn't picked up because they're a little pricier, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure about if there'll be stories for me personally, because they both have kind of similar themes that I think will be touched on in there. So I'm not sure those themes are for me necessarily, but they could be. First up, we have Mothers. So I'm not sure. This is another short story collection. 12 heartfelt stories exploring the emotionally fraught nature of human relations and the process both of giving and of receiving love. So it sounds really nice, but it's dealing with 12 short stories. Like in this, I don't know. So I was always a little nervous to pick it up, but I did get it for a really good deal. Like almost half off, which I think is pretty decent. And I'm really hoping it touches me, the stories, and that I really do connect with them. I'm just nervous that I will. But Bazaar, when I mentioned some of the one-shots I was getting, said he really loved this one. So I am hopeful. And the last one was this very interesting feminist look at domestic life in Japan. Again, not sure if it'll be for me, but I am interested. And it's called Talk to My Back. So yeah, again, it's an early feminist manga that follows a suburban Tokyo woman as she navigates her relationship with an emotionally distant husband, 2 maturing children, and the fear of having been thrown inside that empty vessel called the household. Again, it's so different from like my life and like anything I could theoretically relate to in my mind, but at the same time, it sounds interesting, and I love supporting a feminist work of anything, manga, literature, whatever, women supporting women, you know. So it spoke to me in that way. So I had to pick it up and see what it's all about. Plus, this cover is simple but beautiful. We're about halfway through the video, the haul, and I just want to pop in with a quick reminder to please subscribe to the channel. We just made it to 1,500 subscribers, which was a goal of mine for a while, and I'm just so happy and grateful to everyone who has already subscribed to make that dream a reality. But now we can move on to hoping to get to 2,000 subscribers, and I need all of your help to get there. So if you love manga content and anime content, I would really appreciate you subscribing. And if you like the video, please do hit that thumbs up button and comment below what your haul looked like from February. Did you get anything different, like art books or something like that you don't always get? Or did you just get some manga that you really want to share? I would love to hear everything down below in the comments. So yeah, with that, back to the video. Next up, the category completed series. Series that I got to complete in the month of February. And then we'll finish this video off with my biggest category, ongoing series I'm collecting. I will start off with the only webtoon that I finished, and I already talked about in my February challenge part 1 video, but that is the 7th volume of The First Night with the Duke. And oh my god, this 7th volume was just so cute and wholesome. Loved it. Next up was volume 5 of Sheep Princess in Wolf's Clothing. I meant to read this so much and I just kept not reading it. I do talk about volume 1 through 4 in my opinion in this cute romances with animal ears video. And I'd wanted it to come before that video and it didn't, and so then once it came I was like, well, I'll still read it and then I can say whether I liked it in the haul video. But then yeah, I don't know, I have no excuses, it's just me being me. But I skimmed through it and it looks really adorable, so I imagine it's going to be just a soft happy ending for these cutie patooties. One I did read and was looking so forward to and loved so much was volume 2 of Hatsukoi Note. This is, I guess, a little disclaimer. I'm not sure. Maybe there's a third one. It seems like this is complete at 2 volumes, but I thought it was a standalone when I read Hatsukoi Note a long time ago. But I am so happy it's not, because we get to see love blossom between the secondary characters that are introduced in the first one, and I couldn't be happier. I think I don't know which one I loved more. I think I just love them both equally for different reasons. They're both so good. Yeah, this is like it's so precious. It made me tear up. It was so cute. Yeah, I loved it. But I'm pretty sure this is the last volume. But if they come out with another one, I was wrong. I have been wrong before. But I make mistakes. I'm only human. And honestly, if we get a third volume, I will be over the moon. The final volume, and I'm also saying this with an asterisk, of Someday I'll Fall for You, volume 2. So this is the end of the duology that I read online. However, like a couple years back, I do remember seeing that there was another volume. I don't know if it's a third volume or if it's kind of like a continuation but with a different title. So I do know there is a third volume following these boys. I also know that there is a one-shot that was written about them in the future, all grown up, but that came out before this one. Always going to be confusing, these mangakas. But I did read that standalone as well. It's cute. They're taking care of their friend's daughter, and so it's very cute and domestic, and I definitely like that one too. I just really love childhood friends to lovers exploration in this duology. Yeah, but again, little asterisks because I know there's more. I think the first 2 volumes are kind of self-contained, so I threw it in here, but again, it could be under the same title for all I know. I can't keep up. One that is definitely finished is Lonely Castle in the Mirror volume 5. I just talked about this in my wrap up of the February challenge reads part 2, and yeah, it was so good. I really loved it. I'm excited to read the novel and watch the anime and hopefully talk about my feelings on all 3. And then we got the last volume. I can't believe it was only a trilogy, honestly, but it didn't disappoint me, and that was Lord Hades' Ruthless Marriage volume 3. This is a thick volume. Look at that. Like, this is like sometimes a one-shot size. Like, I cannot believe, like, when it came, I'm like, wow. And that's probably why it doesn't disappoint me, because it feels more like a 4-volume series, which I think is what it needed. Like, it just needed us a little more fleshing out of Corey and Hades' bubbling of feelings and emotions and interest towards each other. And the way it works in the Greek mythology aspects are so interesting. So I really love this one. Plus the art's beautiful. So yeah, if you like Greek mythology, beautiful art, and I think a fun and lovely little romance series with fantasy, then I would check it out. And my last, like just 1 volume, final volume is I cross-dressed for the IRL meetup. I did read this one last night. This is one of the only 2 volumes of ones that I unboxed when I got home that I did manage to read, because I had been dying for this one. And although it is much smaller than the others because the other two were omnibuses, and it is complete at 5 volumes, but it's really just 3 volumes here in America anyway. I wouldn't say I was disappointed, but I would say I would have loved a little more. You know, I was shipping some characters hard, and it doesn't happen, but there's the possibility. Nothing, you know, really moved forward, and so it bummed me out a little bit. But other than that, I still think it had a sweet, satisfying conclusion about these adorable friends that met to eat sweets together, and their adorable selves. I liked it a lot. And absolute last thing that again has kind of an asterisk next to it, because although it's kind of complete, it's kind of part of something else. So yeah, a lot of asterisks in this video, so I apologize. But anyway, I got these each $2 from the Crunchyroll sale, and I couldn't resist. And that is Give to the Heart Memories. So this is a romance fantasy manhwa, and it is written after
Give to the Heart,
but is a prequel to that series. So since, you know, and it says final volume, so since it's a prequel to the original series, I thought it wouldn't hurt to read this first, and if I enjoyed it, to then pick up the original series. I believe the original series is like only 6 or 7 volumes, something like that. So it's not too bad, but like I said, these were each $2. Like, it was hard to pass up $2, and the covers are really nice. I love me some fantasy and some romance. I mean, this one was the one that really struck me. It was too pretty to pass up. But yeah, the art looks good. The story sounds interesting. And I just figured, why not? It's kind of on the edge of a complete series, and not a complete series, if you understand. But yeah. I do be doing the most. I don't know why. So yeah, last up category, we have series that I am still working on. Whether they are complete or not, I am still actively collecting them. And the first one in the pile is one that is complete. I just have not completed it. And that is Magical Girl Spec Ops Asuka, Volume 12. So I only need 5 volumes more. I only need to collect 5 more volumes of this one. I did just find out that Volume 10 is like pretty damn hard to find. So I quickly ordered that shit on Barnes & Noble and hoping that it gets sent to me, because all of a sudden it went from a series that was super easy to get my hands on to one that seems to be going out of print, which is always so frustrating. So yeah, I just made a small order of Volume 9 and 10 just to get Volume 10, but I felt like I should get Volume 9 as well. But I still need to get Volume 11, 13, and 14. It is complete at 14 volumes, and I just kept putting it off because it wasn't high on my get it list. I don't think I'm gonna love this series, but I already got 8 volumes of it. It's like sunk cost fallacy kind of. And I liked what I read of the first volume. I just read it a long time ago, and I just kind of put it on the back burner, but I got to take it off of the back burner and just finish collecting it, since it might be harder to collect certain volumes. I don't know. Could come back in stock though. I never know. But I figured might as well, since it was in stock on Barnes & Noble, grab that volume at least. And then I got a pre-order from Barnes & Noble. A lot of these are again, pre-orders from Barnes & Noble. And that is The God of High School Volume 3. I have not read Volume 2 yet. I really liked Volume 1. It had a very like fun and action-packed atmosphere to it. I haven't read on, and now I'm gonna get behind, and yeah, but oh well. It is what it is, I guess. Yeah, but this is a webtoon, and it is one of only 2 ongoing webtoons I got this month. The other webtoon being Villains Are Destined to Die, Volume 7. This is one of the only villainous webtoons that I have stayed on top of collecting. I like them, but there's just so many of them, and they're really getting, I feel bogged down by the webtoons. I got really into the webtoons for a while, and now I'm kind of feeling overwhelmed and not as into the webtoons. And yeah, this cover, amazing again, always. I also saw that they're coming out with the novel version of this series, so color me intrigued. I don't know if I'll get it, but I love this one so much. So yeah, we'll see. All right, so some ongoing ones that I have read. We have Tear Moon Empire Volume 6, another adorable, funny installment in this series. I Want to Do Bad Things With You, Volume 4. Again, more cuteness. They're getting closer. Oh, this, I finally got to a point where I hadn't read online because there wasn't as much of this series online that I could find. So now I get to read the volumes in print as they come out, which is exciting, but also infuriating because I want more and I want it now. So impatient. Also, another adorable one that I am loving. I got volume 2 of Nakamura-san, the Uninvited Gyaru, and this one was also just as cute as the first volume. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. All the silly ecchi hijinks, but it doesn't go too overboard, and they're really forming a really sweet, adorable relationship as well. Yeah, it's just cute. And this was the other volume I read last night when I got home. That's how much I'm loving this one. Another new one that I managed to be able to read. I may be a guild receptionist, but I'll solo any boss to check out on time, Volume 4. The manga is taking ridiculously long to come out. I have been trying to keep up with the anime. I think I'm a couple eps behind, but I've already gotten to like halfway through the 4th volume. So I know I'll get some new content in the anime, which is exciting. But I think it's going to be a couple more weeks before it's finished. So I'm not like rushing through it. I'm just like watching it at my own pace. But yeah, that'll be an anime related video recapping my final thoughts on any of the new winter anime I did manage to watch all the way through. So hopefully you look forward to that one coming probably April, yeah, when they actually finish. And I got volume 2 of Pinkin Habanero. This actually came out in January, but I didn't get my copy until February. And yeah, I read a lot of this one online as well, but I'm just so happy to have it in print. And sadly, that is all of the ongoing manga that I have read so far. But I am excited to read these soon. Yeah. I'll make excuses, but I do feel bad about it. Anyway, next up we got Sheltering Eves, Volume 2. I had been late to the party on Volume 1, so Volume 2 already came out, so I couldn't order that to my Barnes & Noble pre-orders, but I just decided to toss it in even though it wasn't on sale in the Crunchyroll so I could get it because it was in stock. So yay! I am excited to read more of this one. So I might do what I did with Perfect World and like read it all together because I just think it packs more of a punch with her series, but we'll see how I feel. And I haven't even read Windbreaker Volume 9. I love me my Windbreaker. I gotta be in the right mood. I gotta be excited to read it because I love it so much. Can't go into it with half-assed feelings. And another series I absolutely love, but didn't get to reading the next volume of, The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity, Volume 5. I absolutely love this romance. I just haven't, again, gotten to the volume yet. Just figured I'd go through the newer releases first on the ongoing, so I'll continue with that with Colette Decides to Die, Volume 2, the second omnibus. Still very happy that this one got a printing in English. Shocked but happy. And The Dangers in My Heart, Volume 10. I just opened this up when I got home because it didn't come out till late February, and so I'm so happy I read all the way through Volume 9 for my challenge, so I can jump right into this one. And another one I was so happy to get and open up last night was Sanctify Volume 3. This I think is kind of like complete, and then there's like an afterwards, but there is one more volume coming out, which I already pre-ordered because I love this so much. So I didn't include it in my complete ones because I still feel like the fourth volume, even though it's like an afterlude kind of separate thing, is part of it. So again, see, it's all kind of confusing how you quantify what is complete and what is not, but whatever. Needless to say, so excited to read this one. It's just that I was in the mood for more of like cute and fluffy last night, so I just didn't get to this one. But I am really excited too. Oh, and it also came with color art, postcards. Look at how beautiful! Like the first volume came with them, and then the second volume didn't. I'm super happy the third volume did. I love me some bonus goodies. More pre-orders that I just got, you know, when I got home yesterday. We have My Noisy Roommate. The Roof Over My Head comes with Monsters and a Hottie Volume 2. I liked Volume 1. Again, it was like a Volume 1 that didn't blow me away, but I thought it was cute and would be worth checking out more of. So I pre-ordered the second volume. And one that I really enjoyed the first volume of was The Guy She Was Interested In Wasn't a Guy at All, Volume 2. I just thought the first volume was so cute, so very excited for this second Yuri volume. And I also pre-ordered Magalumir, Magical Girls Inc. Volume 6. I have fallen a little behind on this series. I believe I don't remember if I've read Volume 4. I either need to read Volume 4 and 5 or just Volume 5, but yeah, I've fallen a little behind, but I still really am enjoying the series, so I put in the pre-orders of the next volumes on Barnes & Noble, so yeah. Kaiju number 8, Volume 12. We're already to Volume 12. I am so excited for this one as well as Windbreaker. It's one of those things, I just have not gotten to it yet, but so many series I am absolutely loving got a new volume this month, and it's just still a little bit overwhelming, but yeah, very much looking forward to reading through all of these in coming March. I have kind of a quiet month coming up, I think, so far. And so hopefully I'll get a lot of reading done. Speaking of favorites, this one was hiding under the pile, but I also got in Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun volume. Why do they hide the volumes on me? Volume 12. I, again, love this series. I haven't read volume 11 or obviously this one yet. I really like this one to read in bursts when I get a couple volumes, kind of like how I enjoy reading Zom 100, because it's just fun and action-packed and an enjoyable ride to just immerse myself in for a couple volumes at a time rather than like just one volume. I don't know. I am what I am. Don't ask questions. But yeah, then some older series that I am either working on completing or am just now trying to get caught up with. But I got the manga version of 86 as well. There is only, sadly, 3 volumes of this one, and Volume 3 was out of stock. So I just got Volume 2. I was waffling on whether to even get the manga one since they stopped following the light novel at 3 volumes, but I figured I already got Volume 1. It's only 3 volumes. I really like all the iterations so far of 86 that I have been consuming, so might as well. Then in the Crunchyroll sale, I also got Fairy Tail Battle Royale Volume 4. I had 1 through 3 for the longest time, and Volume 4 I don't think is the final volume, and yet we have not gotten another volume in so long. So I don't really know what's happening with this one, if it's on hiatus or canceled or what, but since it was on sale, I figured I'd been putting it off long enough. Might as well get it. It was like half off, so yeah. And another one in another series that I had been waffling between collecting or just dumping the first volume that I had gotten, but it's only 5 volumes long, and I finally decided to just get it, collect it, since I could get 2 of the volumes on Crunchyroll for half off pretty much. a little more than half off. And I also got the third volume on Amazon used through another seller for like a really good deal. So I just need to get one more volume now. And that is Penguin Drum. So I watched the anime of Penguin Drum years and years and years ago, and I thought it was quite interesting and I liked it, but I also had like some issues with it. So I wasn't sure if I wanted the manga, but I also kind of wanted the manga. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's short and it's a weird one, but it was an interesting anime. And so yeah, I got volume 2, volume 3, and volume 5. So I just need to order volume 4. Hopefully I'll get it in March and then that series will be complete. So yeah. Another series I'm working on completing but is much longer, so it's definitely going to take me much longer to complete it, especially at the rate I'm going. But that I did grab a couple volumes in the Crunchyroll Valentine sale is Kami-sama Kiss. So yeah, slowly collecting this one, but I did get volume 5, volume 6, and volume 7. So I haven't been skipping around in this one. I don't know why. A lot of times I create holes for myself, but this one I've just been like, you know what? I'll just get them up until they're out of stock. So the 8th volume was out of stock. Sadly, it went back into stock after I made the order, so I was kind of pissed. I could have at least gotten volume 8 too. But yeah, I just kind of slowly been getting volumes of Kami-sama Kiss. I definitely want to just read it when I've collected the whole thing, but I'm not really in a rush to collect the whole thing. It was out of print for so long and now it's being printed again, so just kind of collecting at my own pace, I guess. And one that I didn't realize is complete at volume 6, which hasn't come out yet, but it made me even more eager to grab a few more of the volumes since they were on sale, is this Yuri, I Can't Say No to the Lonely Girl. So I got volume 3 and volume 4. Sadly, volume 5 went out of stock right before I made my order, so I'll have to pick that up at some point. But I was happy to get more of this, and volume 6 comes out in a couple months, I think. Like April, I believe. So it'll be complete soon, and I think that's a perfect like amount for this cute Yuri school romance. So yeah. And the other Yuri that I got that is so painfully slow in printing, but I figured I might as well pick up a few volumes while the sale was going on, is Vampires. So I got volume 2 and volume 3 of Vampires. It I think is complete at like 9 volumes, I want to say, but Denpa has been pretty slow on the releases, so there's only like 1 released every year. So I'm really not in a huge rush to collect this one, but I don't want to get too far behind and like forget about it and then go out of print or something, have some issues with it. So yeah, I could have gotten more, but at least I got 2 more. And lastly, I decided to get caught up with, I think volume 5 came out, but almost caught up with at least. With My Love Story Yamada-kun at level 999. I got volume 2, volume 3, and volume 4. I really did enjoy volume 1, and I'm like excited to read more of it. I love me a little age gap, and it just seems really cute. So yeah. That is my February haul. I know it was still pretty big. I'm working on it, okay? I'm a work in progress. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, please drop below what you read this February, what you bought this February, anything you want to share with me, any of my pickups that you thoroughly love and are happy to see in my haul. I would really love any and all comments that you drop below for me to read. And yeah, there will be a Wednesday Weeb Wednesday video dropping this Wednesday, so keep your eyes peeled, your notifications turned on for that. And I hope you really enjoy it. I didn't have a ton of time to watch a lot of new anime this past month. I was mostly focusing on reading for my challenges, but I hope you like the video nonetheless. Even if I'm talking about some older stuff I love. But yeah, and with that, I hope to see you next time. Bye!